What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to another show, Jammin with J Money from sportsworkreview.com. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe if you guys like the content. We appreciate y'all for watching every day. I'm J Money. That's my guy, Junior Browne, and that's my guy, Jordan Sharp, man. Today we're going to talk about these Wednesday games and recap the games we had yesterday, man. Let's get into it, trying to get to some cash. Y'all know what's up. And make sure y'all go to sportsworkreview.com as well to go check out the articles that we got up there. We got picks. Go line shop up there. You know what I'm saying? Check out all the best odds over there. What's up, Junior? Everything good with you, brother?
Yeah, just trying to bounce back. Two official picks lost yesterday. We were talking about it before the show started. That's mad frustrating because I feel like Dallas is a lot better than what we've seen. I did take the Heat money line, but I didn't make an official pick, so I won't take credit for that. I mean, me personally, I hit on that, but I didn't even really put too much on it because I didn't, you know what I mean? It was a lean, but I wasn't so strong about it, so a little sprinkle. But just trying to get back to this money, we're talking about how at least the one thing that we managed to do on this show, though, is, when one of us is not hitting, all of us as a collective, we keep people off of bad plays. We told y'all to stay away from that. Bucks. Ridiculous spread. We told y'all respect Phoenix. So if we can help people, save some money, the bets you don't make are sometimes as important as the ones that you do.
Exactly. That's a great point, man. That's a damn good point. What's up? What's up, Jordan? Everything good with you, brother?
Yeah, man. Good for me. 1-1 on my official plays yesterday. Lost on those Mavs first half and first quarter. Although I didn't think I made that one an official play, so hopefully you didn't tail me and Junior on that one. I did, however, make a little money yesterday thanks to J Money's second favorite Dallas basketball team, the Wings. Ended up saying at the end of the show I was going to get on them 6.5. Ended up hitting them on the trifecta. That was a very good decision. I'm glad I did that. But 3-3 yesterday officially for all my plays overall that I made because I lost one on the Mercury early on yesterday in the W. But remember yesterday when we were talking about the books making a lot of money if the Nets were going to cover that game? Well, they didn't just cover; they won. So, but I think you got to when I saw that Giannis was resting in the second half, I kind of knew like, oh man, like this is going to be a crazy finish to this game, and sure enough, it was. And yesterday, I think our leans were pretty accurate. We pretty much said that I think I didn't have much faith in them, but we kind of figured, if it was Pacers or nothing yesterday, if you're going to play that game, and we warned people about the Suns as well, like you said, and even the Blazers came through for J Money, and that was another one that I kind of wish I would have jumped on to make me positive yesterday. But other than that, can't complain yesterday. Didn't lose really any money, so I guess it's not a bad day when you don't lose money, even if you don't win any.
Exactly. Yeah. If you ain't lose, man, that's a positive. I know a lot of people ask, what's the safest bet? The safest bet is to not bet at all. If you want to ask me, say what's up to some guys in the chat. What's up, Anthony Cook? We got Richard in here. David, what's up, Word? It's got Isaiah 14 Fago in here. We got Narobi. What's up, Narobi? We got Sammy in here. We got a whole bunch of you in the chat, man. Y'all hit the like button if you can. Yesterday we got 300 likes, man. We can't get 300, today. That would be lovely, man. Go a long way. What's up, George Cruz? He always throwing out some pics. What's up, Teddy K? We got Danny, my guy, in here. And I'm not just saying that he's my guy. That's his name, Danny, my guy. Nah. With Jason White in here. What's up, Elias? Said Jay to go. No, not just yet, man. Not, I ain't the GOAT, man. It's just one call. You got to keep it going. What's up, Andrew? We got Joe in here. Appreciate everybody for watching. Y'all tune in every day. Tell a friend about the show, man. The Nets. They smash. Damn, if you had the Nets on the money line, I know I can't already say that even the bottom of the bench, the Bucks, I think still should have smashed the Nets. They just didn't care in the game. The Nets, so this is what the little story came out, Junior, that they saw James Harden, Garrett Temple saw James Harden at the pool, and so James Harden told them how to stop Giannis. That's exactly what they say happened at the, they all in the bubble or whatever. So he said they told them boys exactly like they was running a little zone there, but they ended up beating them. I'm telling you, there was like plus 1,600 on the money line, man. I remember I was telling my girl right before the show that the Bucks were 5,000 on the money line. You got to bet $5,000 just to win 100, and them boys lost. That shit crazy. I told y'all though, somebody might rest. We saw Brook Lopez rest. Giannis and Chris Middleton sit out the second half, but they knew that they was probably just wasn't their day. But it's still embarrassing to say the least. Nets get the job done on 119, on 116. That game ended up almost them went under, but ended up going over. My Mavs, man, had to take the overtime versus the Kings. They win 114 to 110. We were down Seth Curry yesterday. Kings were playing like they wanted to win the game, the whole game, 20-13 in the fourth quarter, man. We locked them down and then ended up getting a 4-point win. Then they didn't cover for the bettors, though, for the Mavs there. The Suns, got to give him credit. D-Book, he's a baller over there. Game-winning shot over Paul George, hand in his face. Didn't matter. It was really kind of a foul and one slide. Bust it down, money line winner. That's crazy, man. Phoenix +9. It's tough, man, because I'm leaning the Suns. I didn't even take it, man. That hurt me. Magic got smacked up by the Pacers there. Third game, 4 nights back-to-back for the Pacers. Didn't matter. 120-109. Pacers smacked them up. The Celtics, Jimmy Butler sat out for the Heat back-to-back. The Heat still got scores over there. Still got three-point shooters. Celtics, they don't look right now. I don't know they was already the favorite before that. Obviously, the line's shooting up with Jimmy Butler out, and you still don't win. The Celtics, I don't know what's up with them. Back-to-back, it was the first game back-to-back. They played the Nets tonight with no Kemba Walker. We'll talk about that as well. And, yeah, man, the Blazers, I ain't going to say too much about it, but they smacked them up. Blazers trifecta, first quarter, money line. First half with the spread or money line, it didn't matter. Full game, man, spread, money line, it didn't matter. We smacked them up. Let down spot for the Rockets. Sandwich spot. Versus they got the Lakers on deck, man. It feels good to have them type of calls, man. It was all over. I actually saw a bunch of people on the Blazers, though. After I see every dog cashing already, guys, I was like, damn, is this one favorite going to cash, Junior? But shit, Blazers ended up getting it done. But that's all I saw about yesterday. We can go ahead and get into today's game. Jordan, anything popped out to you yesterday within all of the games?
I mean, I think, like I said, we were pretty much right on. It's just the bets we didn't take yesterday ended up being better than the ones that, for me personally, that I did take. So, I mean, I other than the Nets, which isn't a huge shocker once you realize that the Bucks' two best players at halftime or after halftime. I mean, the Mavs now being 0-3 is kind of like the biggest shock. I got a tweet about that earlier from the Minnesota Degen. Shout out to him on Twitter. He sent me something about the Mavs. I think probably the biggest surprise of all the ATS records so far, the most teams being 0-3 ATS. So it's just I mean, other than that and the net shocker, I mean, I wasn't too surprised by anything yesterday.
Exactly. I know Junior don't even want to talk, but he's just ready to get to today. So I know my guy. I know him that well. Ty Clint say Celtics wasn't playing no damn defense. Exactly. Eli say fly Magic. Magic first quarter. Narby say Jaren Jackson Jr. after first season. Yes, sir. That's going to hurt. Adrenaline say, Jay, let's get to it. Dog, damn, y'all in a rush. We can't recap the games yesterday. Got us kind of stretch it. Man, these damn games are getting tougher and tougher, I must say. They only giving us, 6 games to talk about it. These cards are getting tougher and tougher. I'll tell you guys, man, if y'all want to force plays on every one of the games, I don't know about y'all, but it hurt me when I lose my money, man. I can't stand it. I can't sleep at night. I be pacing back and forth and shit. You know what I'm saying? Thinking about the next players. I got problems, man. I like winning. It is what it is. Let's get to it then. The Grizzlies' first game, man. First game of the day. Grizzlies favored by Grizzlies lose Jaren Jackson Jr. Triple J for the year, man. That's gonna be tough for him. They were already looking bad. Now without him, it's gonna be tough, man. I'm not saying it's just an easy fade today, but the Jazz favored by open up at 4.5, shot up to 5.5 now. Total open up at 225 down to 219.5. Junior, what you got on this one, brother?
Absolutely nothing, sir. With Jaren Jackson Jr. out, it would be Utah or nothing, and I'm not in the position right now where I feel confident laying points with Utah. So I'm going to sit back and watch, see what Utah has. These are kind of games that they got to come out and take care of business and smack these boys around. So if anything, I'm going to be watching this game to see what kind of information I can learn about Utah. As far as Memphis, they're already a depleted team. Jaren Jackson Jr., that injury can't be overstated. You know what I mean? Like he's one of the best 3-point shooting big men in the league. He's also a shot blocker. He's just a player with a lot of upside. You hate to see them kind of guys go down, but without him, where's the scoring coming from? Now you're relying on Ja Morant and who? Valanciunas? Dylan Brooks out here jacking up. Dylan Brooks out here jacking up shots like he ain't got no goddamn conscience. I don't know, man. I don't like what I see from Memphis right now. Obviously, I backed them in the first couple of games, lost my money. I'm gonna sit tight and try to do some homework and see what I can learn about Utah, because I predicted that Anthony Davis would stretch Rudy Gobert out. He obviously did that and more. Hit that step back dagger 3 in his face. Thought Jaren Jackson Jr. obviously he's not going to be able to do what Anthony Davis does, but just keep Gobert out of the paint. I think if that element was there, then Memphis could be worth a look. But right now, Memphis looking like like Jay Money predicted a couple days ago, they're looking like they're probably not even going to make the playoffs at this rate. So I'm
no
off this
damn
game.
probably. In my opinion,
now it's not probably.
It ain't no damn probably no more. I know that's your team, Jordan, but I mean next year, don't get it twisted. We making plenty of cheddar off them boys. But right now, the veterans had the upper edge. And period, the veterans had the upper edge over the young guys. And then with that injury, it was pretty much just like it's sayonara now. Jordan, what you think about your team? What you think of in this particular game? Forget about all the other stuff. What you think here? You think Jazz get it done coming off their loss versus Lakers? Or can Memphis find something now without Jaren Jackson Jr. or they continue to look terrible?
Yeah, I mean, it can't be overstated that basically the shutdown back in March killed the Grizzlies in a lot of different aspects because it gave all the other teams a chance to get healthy, and now they're losing probably so far their best player throughout the bubble. So, yeah, I can't trust them today at all. I do think it's tricky to trust the Jazz here in this spot because Memphis does have some nice depth. They do have guys they can plug in there. Brandon Clark's a very, very good player, even though he's a rookie. So if they do play up or above their potential, I think they could potentially cover this game and give the Jazz a run for their money. But I'm definitely not going to be betting on them. That's for sure. So I think I'm staying away, just like Junior.
Got you. What you guys think about this total, Jordan? You the total guy. It's been steamed down. A lot of people looking at this under. There's been money piling on it all morning. Jordan, what you think about the total in this game?
What did it open at? How far has it gone? I haven't even seen where it opened.
I know last night for a fact is around. So I say it's opener 225. I know last night I was seeing some 224s. Not at every book though. This morning I know for a fact it was 222 across the board. So I know for sure it's come down from 222 219 to 219 and a half this morning for sure.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't touch it if it's really gone like 5-6 points like you say at this point, but it still may be in play just simply because the Utah can play very good defense, and without Jackson and somebody like Gobert going against Valanciunas here, who's not a bad offensive threat, and will have to take on a lot bigger of the offensive load now with Ja Morant as well. But Utah's very good defensively at those two spots. So if Memphis starts playing sloppy, turning the ball over, jacking up a lot of threes that they're not making, this definitely could still go under at 219.5. I just don't think I'd touch it. If you got the early side of the number though, that's probably very live right now.
Exactly. Luffy, guys tripping out in the chat, man. You guys been tripped out, man. Yeah, we'll see how the Grizz look without. In my opinion, I mean, they already look terrible. And they look like a young team just kind of running to rookie walls, what have you. Dylan Brooks, I mean, I'm not a fan of that guy whatsoever, man. He can tend to go off sometimes when he get hot, but as far as I just don't like, he complains to the refs every fucking play, man. I can't stand it, bro. I'd love a player like Kawhi Leonard just doesn't say anything to the refs. He's saying something to the refs. He really feel like it was a foul or something. Dylan Brooks say something every time, bro. He always do it like Andre Iguodala, bro. Fuck, I can't stand it. But anyway, I'd be looking towards the under. The only way I'm leaning in this game would be looking towards the under, and I'd be looking towards taking the Jazz in the bounce bet. It did show a lot versus the Lakers there. It was a tip and tag game, even though the Lakers pulled away. I mean, you got to look at it. They overmatched the Jazz, I mean, like 10 times. So the Jazz, I mean, it could be a little bounce back spot here if they're pissed from their last game. They're facing a good opponent to do that against. The Grizzlies looked bad before. I mean, now they're missing Jaren Jackson. I just don't see how that fixes things, in my opinion. I just don't. It could happen. Anything could happen. You see how every dog cast yesterday, but just the way I look at it, I think that they should have. I think that this Jazz spread should be closer to -7. In my opinion, I don't think they adjusted enough because it was already at -4. And then when Jaren Jackson Jr. went out, then it was at 4.5. Still at last night, then up 5 this morning, then 5.5. I just don't think it's enough of adjustment. It should definitely be closer to Jazz -6.5, -7. So hey, maybe sprinkle a little something on the Jazz there. Maybe put them in a little money line parlay. I just don't think Grizz gonna get better. But it's enough on this one. Let's get to the next one. We got the 76ers. Laying 10.5 points. What the hell, Junior? Should they be laying 10.5 points? What's going down? They caught the Spurs on the back-to-back. They couldn't even exploit that versus an older team. Now they got the Wiz who never give up. What's up with the 76ers, Junior? What's going down, bro?
I mean, you already know what I'm going to say. I'm sure most people that watch this show know I'm going to say. Why are the 76ers double-digit favorites against anybody right now? What have they shown you or me or anybody else that makes you think that you should be laying this many points? I'm just be straight up. I watched that game against the Spurs. Derek White makes his free throw. The Spurs win that game. The 76ers relied on that Shake Milton three. Good for him for making that three. But when you're relying on Milton to bail you out of games against a team that's way inferior to you, that already lets you know where they're at. So I'm completely off this game. I really want to ride with the Sixers because nothing about Washington right now tells me that they're a bet-on team. They got a lot of problems scoring, and Philadelphia's calling card is defense. Here's my problem. I haven't seen Philadelphia play defense since the restart. So in theory, they play defense, but in reality, there is no defense happening in Philly. You let San Antonio put up 130 on you, I can't. I got to stay away from this game. Far away.
Exactly. Now, what you got, Jordan? What you think in this? You think it's too many points? You think Philly has the tools to smack them up?
I mean, they have the tools to smack him up, but we've yet to see it. Like just like Junior said, I mean, like Junior once again always with the fresh lead in. I mean, like Philly at home was a very good defensive team, but outside of at their home games, they are an average to below average defensive team, and none of these games are. I mean, even if they count as home games, are technically home games, and that's I think I was just looking up before while you were talking because the only bet I haven't made anything on this, but the only bet I'd be willing to make on this is on like the Wizards early, like first quarter, first half, something like that, because I once again we talked about this yesterday. Teams that really are loose and have no pressure versus the teams that have a lot of pressure usually fare better early because I think the Sixers once again they're looking at giving up 115 points per 100 possessions in the first half of their first 3 games here on the bubble. So I mean I may be looking at like Washington +6 here if they can get hot and make some shots, but it's probably another game that I'm going to lay off of just because of that factor of Philly potentially could be turning it around here a little bit, but I like Junior said. I don't think them barely beating the Spurs is them turning around. Well, I need to see more. I need to see them blow out the Washington Wizards today before I have any confidence in the Philadelphia 76ers. And by no means am I confident in them doing that. So probably going to end up staying away. But if I did have to make a bet on it, it'd probably be Washington early.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, the one thing I would say about the Wizards, I mean, they stayed there with the Nets with all their players. I mean, until the fourth quarter. I don't know, man. They're getting double digits this game, and it's not even really the way I'm looking at this game is immediately. I can't lay 10.5 with the 76ers. I'm sorry, because even in the last game, they get up by 11, 12 points versus the Spurs in the second half when you're supposed to take advantage of them, but then you just let them creep back into it. They don't have really good guard players, really Embiid out there trying to initiate the offense, and they can't really have him because if he's not on or if somebody, can bang down low with him and you leave him up to Shake Milton and Josh Richardson, they can't really just carry that load every day. I mean, Tobias Harris, you got Horford coming off the bench now, so it just I don't know, man. I just got a funny feel about the Sixers right now. I don't think they totally locked in, and pretty much you asking them to be damn near up by 20 going into the third quarter, the way I look at it, for them to be saying, for you to feel comfortable with them covering that, I mean, winning by 11 points. Because the Wizards, I mean, we've seen them sometimes, they could be pesky. They could be just a little pesky team come in here and lose by 9 points. It's still a loss, but it's a win. It's a win. If you take them, the only way I could look at it is the Wizards. It's just my opinion. We had to see the 76ers blow somebody out first before I say, oh, they can get right. Let's get to this next one. We got the Nuggets here versus the Spurs. Nuggets favored here. And I kind of feel like Teddy covers here. Junior, I'm going to let you go. I'm going to let Jordan go this time with.
Me or Jordan?
The Nuggets can't be laying. Jordan, what you? The
Nuggets can't be laying.
Let Junior. Junior seems like he has a hot take on this one. I'm gonna let him go, and then I can't do that. I can't do that because I let Junior go the first few times. I want to know what you got to say, Jordan. You just got my favorite games lined up. All right. Well, I'm a fan of the Spurs early. It's kind of a similar story to this next one here. You can't really trust the Denver Nuggets. They're still missing their top guards in this one. I think Murray's still, but Harris and Barton aren't going to play again. I think it's simply the fact that the Spurs. I can't trust them for a full game. But I mean, young team with nothing to lose. It didn't help me the other night. I should have just jumped on a full game and it would have been a lot better in this scenario. But I'm going to trust the process here. I think I'd rather see the Spurs as slight underdogs here, first quarter, first half, if I had to make a bet on this game than anything, because of the guard play has been pretty good for them despite how young they are. And right now they got a lot better guard play than the Denver Nuggets.
You said something there. You said we know it's a mismatch. We know the Nuggets got the bigs. It's the bigs versus small. But Davis laid down the lie there. Nah, what's up, Junior? What you got?
It's my only official play. I got on this line early. I got Spurs plus 3.5. I see it's gone down to 3 at most shops. I just feel like a couple of reasons I can't be laying with the Nuggets. First of all, we've been saying since the beginning of the season, if Michael Porter Jr. could get rolling, the Nuggets got something now, because this is a guy who was projected #1 pick that they got way low in the draft. That being said, you can't really think that Michael Porter Jr. is going to be able to do that on a regular basis. And even though he had a great game, they still barely won that game. I don't like the way some of the role players look. And I just think that the strength of the San Antonio team right now is their guard play. Their guards look good. Denver's guards, not that they don't look good, they just ain't around. No Harris, no Jamal Murray, and no Barton. That's 3 out of their 8-man rotation gone. I just think that San Antonio has enough to hang around, and they really showed me something against Philly. They had every reason to lay down against the 76ers, and they didn't. They fought until the very end. I complained many times on this show. I kind of see a lack of fight from Denver sometimes. Give me the Spurs plus the points right now.
You damn right. But I like what both of y'all say combined. I like Jordan say Spurs early. We know that the Nuggets always have a slow start. They're a terrible first quarter team. They're coming off a underdog win. I mean, they're not good against their 0-4 against the spread the last 4 games after against the spread win and after a straight up win period. They don't really put it together back-to-back games. Yeah, Mike Malone got on his team ass with her, but yeah, he had to do that in one of the exhibition games, the one right before the Magic, and then he had to do it again right before. So yeah, they'll do it for one game, but this next one, I think the Spurs, they're pretty motivated as well. They're trying to make the playoffs. They're trying to make a run to NBA record 23rd straight playoff appearance, man. So I think the Spurs got to win this underdog. We catching points with the team that I think is gonna win, just like yesterday with the Blazers. And I'm going with it again, man. Go Spurs, go! I like the Spurs today, man, against the Nuggets. The Nuggets can't be laying. We don't know if Murray's gonna play there, so we know Barton and Harris is out for sure. Murray is questionable. He could possibly play. I know he said he still felt some pain the day before yesterday when they was finna play OKC. He was out, so he could be good by now. We'll get a better line if he is in. But regardless, I think the Spurs are gonna win this game, man. We catching points. I like the Spurs tonight. It ain't no spicy Nuggets tonight, man. The Nuggets way too inconsistent, and the Spurs got a lot better ball play, man. We need Pirtle. We need some guys to slow down Jokic, man, and slow down Michael Porter Jr. as well. But I like the guards against their no guards. So our bigs just have to do just enough, man, to slow the boys down. But I think they want to win, man. Spurs like a different team. They're 3-0 ATS. Let's make it 4. Let's get to the next game, guys. OKC versus the Lakers here. Tough one. Okay, so he's still missing Schroeder, obviously. You know what I'm saying? He left the bubble, so he's going to have to quarantine whenever he come back anyway. Lakers favored by 6 here. Do they care? Late first game of back-to-back. Some of you guys better look at. Oh, yeah, and another thing. Last thing I'm going to say, not talk too much. It is the first game back-to-back for the Nuggets as well. So they could possibly rest somebody. It's the first game. They play Portland tomorrow. Hey, they take my money today. I'm fading their ass again tomorrow. I'm sorry. Say what you gotta say, Junior, on this Lakers versus OKC game.
Yeah, I just think that it's Lakers or nothing. Without Schroeder, it's kind of tough for OKC to score in some spots. I did like that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander played a lot of 1. He's a point guard. That's his natural position. He's playing the 2 to accommodate Chris Paul. So I kind of like that he got some minutes at the 1 yesterday. But I just think that without Schroeder, it leaves a hole in not even just their backcourt. I mean, Schroeder averages more points than Chris Paul. He's an integral part of their team. They don't have one guy that scores. They basically got 4 guys that average between 17 and 20 a game. You take one of them guys out, it's going to be hard for them to keep up with the Lakers, who, by the way, are one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. So I just think that's going to be a problem. I think that they might be able to defend Anthony Davis a little bit better because Nerlens Noel has the foot speed to stay with him on the perimeter. But I think Anthony Davis can give him that work in the post. I think he can give Adams that work on the perimeter. Yeah. Anthony Davis looking like a monster right now. So it's hard for me to fade the Lakers with Anthony Davis looking like the way he looks. And I'm sure y'all noticed when it was crunch time, when the Lakers needed a basket, LeBron gave it to AD, and they cleared out and let AD go to work. So if they got that two-headed monster rolling, I'm not really trying to get in their way right now.
What you got for us, Jordan?
Not only am I willing to get in the way of the Los Angeles Lakers, I am about to be actively involved in fading them tonight for one very simple reason. I know it's a little dangerous here, but bear with me. I think OKC and the loss of Schroeder for right now temporarily, I think is being a little bit overstated by the books right now at 6 points. This is a Thunder team that is very good on defense, and with the Los Angeles Lakers now clinching the number 1 overall seed and having a game tomorrow, I sincerely doubt they are going to run out all their guys for 36, 37 minutes tonight if this game stays close. I think that they'll be on it. I know we've been talking about the Lakers being a slow build every day here, at least I have. But at this point, with the schedule remaining, they have 4 games between now and next Monday. That's a pretty long stretch of games for an older team that's already clinched their way into the number 1 overall seed. Granted, they've only played 3 games. Yes, they're trying to get together, and I think they could win this game and cover very easily. I just think OKC has a little more incentive right now, not only to try to win this game, but to keep it as close as they can because they are in a playoff seeding fight, whereas the Lakers are not. And obviously the loss of Schroeder hurts their bench tremendously. I just think it's maybe a point or two over exaggerated right now in these. So this is my one official one of the day. I got OKC +6.
Got you. Yeah, I got a funny feeling about it. You make a real good point there that they do have the Rockets again tomorrow, and I would keep an eye out for some injuries maybe because this is the thing. So
Dwight Howard already questionable.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's probably not going to play, and Caruso already questionable.
Yep.
They have a game tomorrow versus the Rockets, so keep an eye out for injuries. AD do play this one, they probably won't play tomorrow. One of them could possibly sit tonight. That could happen. They know that Schroeder's out. They know that they didn't beat OKC already 3 times this year. They don't really have a whole lot to prove there. I'm not overshadowing the loss of Schroeder, though. I mean, they use him a lot when in their 3-guard lineup, when it's in crunch time, they miss him a lot. They missed him versus the Nuggets. That showed a lot right there. They missed him versus the Nuggets a lot, man. OKC would have smacked them up if they had him, but they didn't. Mike Muscala went out with a concussion as well. They still without Tyler Ferguson as well. So that's 3 rotation players that when you really look at their injury report for OKC that's down. My problem is here with the Lakers is we've seen Dion Waiters and J.R. Smith come in and ball even when AD and LeBron is sat out. That's kind of scary here because I mean the Lakers they're a deep team and right now they still trying to work on their offense. They still working on shit. So I mean if LeBron and AD do play in this game, I think it could get ugly. But they'll probably rest tomorrow. But OKC is not the same team without Schroeder. I would definitely take that. And then Mike Muscala coming off the bench. Little 8 points, a couple threes coming off the bench. Tyler Ferguson, he ain't gonna give you a whole lot of points, but he gonna play some damn good defense, give you a good 5-6 fouls while he out there. He gonna make the defender feel him. What you got to say about that, Junior? What you think about that about Lakers bench?
I'm just confused that somebody in the chat who just wrote Schroeder not playing doesn't affect them at all. Yeah. My guy, have you watched OKC play this season?
That's not true. I know. I didn't know that.
you think does this dude think that Schroeder's still on the Hawks? What's popping with that? Anyways,
he's a starting point guard in this league.
Obviously,
coming off the bench,
he's going to be the 6th man of the year. So I don't see how his absence doesn't matter. That's kind of a strange comment. But get into the Lakers bench. I think the Lakers are still trying to work a few things out. I don't think that J.R. Smith and Dion Waiters can get significant minutes. It's either going to be one or the other. So they're just trying to figure out their rotation. The loss of Bradley, people might not think it's a big deal, but here's the problem. The Lakers have an issue guarding quick, small guards. Bradley not being there is going to be an issue, or could be. I don't want to say is. This could be an issue against a team like OKC, maybe their future first-round opponent, Portland. So they just got some lineup issues that they kind of got to work through. Again, when I say issues, they're championship or bust, right? They already clinched the playoffs, so it's not an issue, but they trying to get right for the playoffs. So Jordan almost kind of talked me into OKC, but I'm still kind of afraid of the Lakers train right now. I just don't know who's going to play or how many minutes they're going to play. I'd rather kind of just stay away. Maybe live bet it, but I'm gonna be watching as a fan.
It says LeBron and Anthony Davis listed probable. Like I say, I don't have anything on the game. If you like the Lakers, there's some 5.5 popping up. So, I mean, it's definitely one where I would wait till the last minute before I need to know exactly who's going to play. I wouldn't argue at OKC. I mean, they are coming off a tough loss. Chris Paul, they have lost. It's a triple revenge for them if they really want to take it serious, if Chris Paul really want to get back over. So, I mean, I wouldn't argue anybody on the OKC, especially all their trends. Everything has looked good. It's just that the loss of Schroeder, I'm not putting my money on them without him. I need to see him look good without him, especially then Muscala went down as well. So, I mean, like I said, it's just the way me personally look at it. We got 2 more games, guys. The next game, Raptors versus the Magic here, opened up at Raptors -5 bet all the way up to 7.5. The total opened up at 224 and it's bet down to 223 now. So I know the Magic says something insane. There's like 15 straight overs or something like that. Their offense has been really undervalued. I think MCW might sit out in this game. And the Raptors, I mean, they've been balling, man. They come off a couple of big wins, but shit, it doesn't matter. They keep on turning. What you think in this spot, Jordan? What you think is finally go under? You got anything on a total in this game?
This was my one regret last night because I was looking at that 5 points and I was just thinking, like, there's no way Orlando, after what I saw against Indiana, is going to be able to match Toronto. And I think that's going to be the general consensus. But that also seems to be a very public kind of sentiment with the way it looks like the money's been shaking out on this game. And so I'm kind of hesitant to kind of like chase the line here that's jumped up 2 points now, and it's now 2.5 basically. It's 7.5 at most shops now in favor of the Raptors. By no means, and Junior talks about this all the time, by no means do I discount Toronto's ability to just mow over anybody pretty much they want in the Eastern Conference right now outside of the Bucks. And Orlando would fit that bill. But Orlando, I mean, their offense has looked good, like you guys said, and they haven't really even gotten everybody going fully. I think we talked about this yesterday when we were kind of talking about this game, or we were talking about the Orlando game. And I kind of have the same feeling about that. It's like one of these days, all their guys are going to be making shots, and that's going to be very tough for even Toronto to stop. So I think it's probably a game I'm going to lay off, but definitely lead towards the Raptors here, simply because I think Toronto's defense alone and their interior defense especially, when they go jumbo, is going to be very difficult for Orlando to score against.
Got you. What you think here, Junior? You're taking the Raptors in this game? They're gonna keep mowing down opponents. Raptors first half. What you got here?
I got a strong lean. I see 5 dimes got the Raptors at -2.5 at -105. I like that price a lot. But something that Jordan said, something that we've all said, you can't pretend that the Magic are just not an improved offensive team.
Yeah.
Whether or not that's enough to keep up with the Raptors is another story, because the Raptors don't really seem to have any problems with Orlando. But I can't just ignore what I'm seeing, and I don't want to blindly just bet the Raptors every single time. I think if there's ever a letdown spot, it's probably here. If you look ahead at the Raptors schedule, it gets a little bit tougher after this. They play Memphis, and then the rest of their games are a little bit tougher. I mean, not to say that they have any position to play for, but I just think that if there's a letdown spot in their remaining games, so their remaining games are Orlando, Boston, Memphis, Milwaukee, Philly, Denver. I feel like this is probably a game that they could trip up. I think they still win. I'm just not sure they cover the spread, just because, like I said, they don't really fear Orlando, and I prefer the Raptors when they have a chip on their shoulder, when they have something to prove, as opposed to a team they just know that they're better than.
Exactly. Yeah, that line's creeping up, man. It's creeping up. What, 7s? So it's still some 7s out there, but it's going up to 7.5. Obviously, Bet Online and Heritage. So we'll see. It is another last game of the day, man. A real intriguing one. So look, the total there, Junior. I want to ask you real quick. You think the Raptors defense is look incredible, man? You think that it's going to be 16 straight overs for the Magic here? Or you think this one? Think the Raptors going hold all it down?
You asking me?
Yeah.
Well, the Magic come to play defense too, and as much as I love the Raptors can struggle to score on any given night. They win because they bring that defensive effort every single time. So I think that this could be actually a much lower scoring game than people anticipate. I don't see how I could bet the over in a Raptors Magic game right now. And again, I leave the totals to the expert. Jordan is the residential total guy on the show, so I'm more interested to hear what he has to say about this total.
I think the movement is correct. I agree with what you just said. But I will say this: I think that the over would be correlated with Toronto. If they cover this one, I think it's going over because it's going to be because they just absolutely destroy Orlando like the Indiana did the other night. Like if that happens, the over is the play. But if Orlando can keep this game close and like Junior said, engage their defense enough to slow down this juggernaut kind of Toronto team that has, several offensive weapons, then it's going to go. I think the movement is correct here from the opener to where it is now. I think the under is probably going to be the look here if I had to make a play on the total right now.
Got you. Under 223 a lean there for my guy. Let's get to the next game, final game, man. We got the Celtics versus the Nets. Celtics favored by 9 here. What we gonna do with these Nets? Well, really 8.5. It's 1-9 out there. It's really that's the pinnacle. Every other book got 8.5. The total opened up at 228. It's down to 225.5. What are we gonna do with these Nets, man? Is it a huge? I mean, damn, what? Boys just smacked the Bucks yesterday, man. I'm talking about 19-point underdogs. Now they playing again today. Are they gonna cover again today for us, or I mean, not for us? I didn't have them. Are they gonna cover again today, or are they gonna get smacked up by the Celtics? So the thing that's crazy is they beat the Celtics already twice this year. Obviously a little bit different teams or whatever. I was Kyrie, you know what I'm saying, over there or whatever, but I don't know, man. The Celtics don't look right. It feels tough. It would be tough to me to lay the points with them, but for some reason, I just got a funny feeling that they just smacked the damn shit out of the Nets. But could be tripping though. What you think, Jordan?
Real quick, I want to gauge both of you's opinion real quick before I give you a mine, just for a question of the teams that play today that we can't trust. We've talked about Philly. You can't trust Philly. You can't trust Denver. Where does Boston rank on the can't trust power rankings between those three teams? Top of the list, bottom of the list, middle of the list?
I think sorry, Jay, I don't know if you want to answer this, but I think they're lower, closer to the bottom of the list. I think their last game, Marcus Smart and Jason Tatum getting in foul trouble really, really hurt them in that game. Obviously, Miami had a lot to do with that, but I just think that the Celtics are the type of team, they beat teams they're supposed to beat. So the question is, do you think that they're going to cover by margin? I kind of like the Celtics in the first quarter -3. I hate you already know I hate any first quarter line that's more than one possession, so it's right on that line at -3. But I just think that with the way that things are unfolding for the Celtics, they can't overlook any game. If they could beat up a team, they got to come out and beat them down. And I think that in the first quarter, they're going to come out and try to make a statement and put their foot on Brooklyn's nets, especially after watching Brooklyn beat the Bucks yesterday. It doesn't matter that Giannis and Middleton did not play in the second half. A win is a win is a win. You got to put your foot on their neck and take any kind of hope that they might be able to pull off a back-to-back upset. So if I do touch this game, I'm leaning Celtics -3 first quarter.
Got you. That would be a solid look as well, man. And it could be a huge letdown for the Nets as well. I mean, maybe they pop a little bottle of champagne or something out there. You know what I'm saying? They got them a huge win. We know Levert Harris and who else was out? Levert Harris and who else? Well, who's the big? Allen. Yeah, Jared Allen. All three of them are probably coming back today. What you guys back to back for both teams? What you think with a little sneaky under here, Jordan?
You trust the Nets defense though to cash it under? So I mean, yeah, if you can do that, then absolutely. I think because Boston, they're going to have, I think, their trouble if they don't have all those guys engaged and if they don't get 20 points each from Tatum, Browne, and Hayward, they seem to be at least like somewhat average or below average offensively on any given night. So that's that. I wouldn't doubt that. It has seemed that way for sure. I'm just one of those guys where if it's steamed 3 or 4 points already, it's hard for me to claim that you can still get value from that line when you haven't hit the over. Now, that's why it's so important to kind of look at these lines and maybe even fire in a couple speculative bets the night before sometimes when they open. But right now, yeah, if I had to make a play on this one, I think it would probably be towards Brooklyn or the under, just because I just can't trust Boston right now, to be honest. They're in that top 3 teams playing today that I can't trust, like I said. And I know they, among those teams, like Junior said, they have the best ability to kind of turn it off and on. I think that's partly coaching, but also just their young guys are starting to come into their own, what we've seen from Tatum and Browne this year, obviously. But Brooklyn, once again, playing with nothing to lose right now. So against a team that has a lot more to lose than them, I'd probably lean towards the team that's a little more relaxed and than Boston, for instance, who maybe played a little more uptight tonight.
Exactly. Yeah. The Celtics, they could come in here pissed, man. You never know. They could come in here pissed. Well, I mean, they like this. If there was to be a game for them to get right, we know Kevin Walker is going to be out for sure in this game. We already knew that yesterday. So, but LeVert, everybody coming back. We'll see, man. I don't like the feeling of it either. It's tough to trust the Celtics. Just I got a funny feeling about it. It's one of them where it's like I just think they're gonna smack them up, but I probably won't have anything on it just because it's tough to trust the Celtics. Like I would almost be surprised if they cover. Well, I wouldn't be surprised, but when I'm betting, I'm like, damn man, I hope they get it done for me. Now when I go to bed, I want to be like, these motherfuckers finna take care for me. You know what I'm saying? Like I was with the Blazers yesterday, baby. The past 2 days. Let's make it 3 in a row, man. I really hope so. I'm with the Spurs today. I think it's one of those wrong team favorite. I'm taking the dog once again. I don't think every dog gonna cover again today, but I hope that one does, man. I need the Spurs today. It's the Arco play. I'm finna post the Arco in a sec, man. I gotta go run to the parlay spot. You know what I'm saying? Go try to go get some cash and go try to rinse and repeat, man. What's up, Jordan? Let them know what your official plays is, bro. We gotta get out of here.
You gotta go get some cash just to let them hold on to it for a little while before they give it right back to you, doubled up.
No,
I know what you're at.
No, I'm going to get cash, and I must make a little bit back. But most of that, no, I say most of that.
Oh, I say it was okay. From yesterday, my bad. I misunderstood what you were talking about. All right. Anyway, I'll move this along, man. OKC +6 tonight. I already see it ticking down to 5.5 at a couple of shops, so that makes me feel pretty good about that. Do have a lean on the Spurs. I think that's a very I think that's a pretty good play tonight. I might jump on them early too, but also got a lean in the W on Fever +8.5 tonight is my only W pick. I think is what I'm going to make tonight. What do you got, Junior?
I'm staying away from spicy nuggets. I usually like I'm a big fan of Wendy's. My guy Jay Money, we big fans of Wendy's, but Toronto got Chick-fil-A now, so I'm on Chick-fil-A today. No spicy nuggets. I got Spurs +3.5. I just don't like the way Denver looks down the stretch of games and not having any of their top guards against a Spurs team who's really the strength of their team is their guards. I'll take the points with the team that's looking good.
Exactly. I'm with my guy, man. I'm with my guy. Like the Spurs, it's the Arca play, man. It was on last night when I told y'all I may have found another one. That's the one, man. Spurs, hopefully they come to play like they have been playing. As long as they keep doing that, I think they can eke out the win. You see them go down the wire with the 76ers there. Spurs, much better guard play. Denver Nuggets, they can't put together back-to-back wins or great performances, and they don't know how to close out games. If down to game, I'm taking the better coach. I'm taking the better guards, and I hope Murray is out once again, man. Let's catch the Spurs. If y'all riding with me, I hope y'all appreciate for watching the show. Y'all come back and tune in tomorrow, man, and hit the like button and subscribe, man. We gone. Appreciate y'all for watching Jam with J Money.